The purpose of this video is to show you the proper operating procedures for the models 8752 and 8756. These models, for all practical purposes of operation, are the same. We will use the 8756 for this video. It has two freezing cylinders for dispensing a different flavor of soft serve from each draw spout, and can also dispense a combination twist of each flavor from the center draw spout. The 8752 has only one cylinder and one flavor. We begin our instructions at the point where we enter the store in the morning and find the parts laid out to air dry from the previous night's brush cleaning. Make sure the control switch is in the off position. Always use an approved food-grade lubricant when assembling components. Check the drive shaft seal to be sure it has not been turned inside out from cleaning. This is correct. Lubricate the groove and shaft portion of the drive shaft. Slide the seal over the shaft and groove until it snaps into place. Do not lubricate the hex end of the drive shaft. Fill the inside portion of the seal with lubricant and evenly lubricate the end of the seal that fits into the rear shell bearing. Install the drive shaft through the rear shell bearing in the freezing cylinder and engage the hex end firmly into the gearbox coupling. Install the shoes on the front of the beater. Check the scraper blades for any nicks or signs of wear. If any nicks are present, replace both blades. If the blades are in good condition, install the scraper blade clips on the scraper blades. Place the rear scraper blade over the rear holding pin on the beater. The hole in the scraper blade must fit securely over the pin to prevent costly damage. Holding the rear blade on the beater, slide it into the freezing cylinder halfway. Install the front scraper blade over the front holding pin. Slide the beater assembly the rest of the way into the freezing cylinder. Make sure the beater assembly is in position over the drive shaft. Turn the beater slightly to be certain that the beater is properly seated. When in position, the beater will not protrude beyond the front of the freezing cylinder. Repeat for the other side of the freezer. Place the large rubber gasket in the grooves on the back of the freezer door. Slide the white plastic front bearings over the baffle rods. Be certain that the flanged end of the bearing is resting against the freezer door. Do not lubricate the gaskets or front bearings. Slide the O-rings into the grooves on the prime plugs. Apply an even coat of lubricant to the O-rings and shafts. Insert the prime plugs into the holes at the top of the freezer door and push them down. Insert the baffle rods through the beaters in the freezing cylinders. With the doors seated on the freezer studs, install the hand screws. Tighten equally in crisscross pattern to ensure the door is snug. The short hand screws go on the bottom and the long hand screws go on the top. Slide the two O-rings into the grooves on the draw valves and lubricate. The H-ring goes on the center draw valve. Lubricate the inside of the freezer door spouts, top and bottom, and insert the draw valves from the bottom until the slot in the draw valves comes into view. Slide the O-rings into the grooves on the pivot pins and lubricate. Slide the fork of the draw handles into the slots of the draw valves starting from the right. Slide the long pivot pin through the right and middle draw handles. Then secure the left draw handle with the short pivot pin. Snap the design cap over the bottom of each door spout. Slide the rear drip pan into the hole in the side panel. Install the front drip tray and splash shield. The purpose of the peristaltic pump is to meter a specific amount of air and mix and pump it up to the freezing cylinder. The tubes inside the pump housing should be checked regularly for small cracks or leaks and be replaced if necessary. Replace a worn tube by first removing the 4 hand screws and the front housing. Pull the O tube from the housing and remove the suction and flare line fittings. Install them on the new tube and then carefully install it, being certain that it is fitting correctly into the housing. Finally, replace the front housing and then the hand screws. Lubricate both sides of the pressure switch diaphragms. Place the diaphragm in its groove in the pressure switch cap and screw the cap onto the housing securely. Prepare 2 gallons of an approved sanitizing solution and warm water and place it inside the mix cabinet. Brush clean the mix inlet tube and pump outlet fitting with the long brush and solution. Connect one end of the flare line to the threaded fitting on the mix inlet tube and the other to the pump. Attach the quick disconnect fitting of the pressure line to the other fitting on the mix inlet tube and let the other end hang free. Attach the suction line to the pump. Insert the free end of the suction line and pressure line into the pail of sanitizing solution. Place the power switch in the on position. Press pump. After approximately 15 seconds, press pump to stop pump operation. Place the O-ring on the groove of the check valve and lubricate. Install the spring and pop it. Assemble the cover and secure it with the retaining pin. Drain the pressure line and connect the free end to the check valve and then the check valve to the switch. Now connect the air line to the end of the check valve. Place an empty pail beneath the door spout and raise the prime plug. Press wash and pump. The lights will come on, indicating the pump and beater motor are operating. When a steady stream of sanitizing solution is flowing from the prime plug hole in the bottom of the freezer door, press pump, stopping pump operation. Push down the prime plug. Remove the suction line from the sanitizer and let the beater agitate for about 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, open the prime plug. Press pump again and pull the draw handle down and draw off all of the remaining sanitizer. Momentarily pull down the center draw handle to sanitize the center door spout. Once the sanitizer stops flowing from the door spout, close the draw valve. Press pump and wash to stop operation and dispose of the sanitizer. Disconnect the pressure line from the pressure switch. Drain the sanitizer and reconnect. Repeat these steps for the second freezing cylinder. Sanitize the mixed tanks, mixed tank cover, mixed probes, mixed storage covers, and the funnels. Place the mixed tanks and the cover in the cabinet. Slide the probe boots on, insert the probes into the tanks, and connect them to the sockets. Place the free end of the suction lines down into the tanks. Install the funnels. Fill the tanks with fresh mix. Use only fresh mix when priming the freezer. Remove the funnels and bring them to the sink. Install the storage covers, slide the boots down, and close the cabinet door. Place an empty pail beneath the door spout and open the draw valve. With the prime plug still in the up position, press pump. This will pump mix through the freezing cylinder and force out any remaining sanitizer. When full strength mix is flowing from the door spout, close the draw valve. Then, when a steady stream of mix is flowing from the prime plug hole, press pump again to stop pump operation. Once the stream of mix stops flowing from the prime plug hole, push down the prime plug. Clean the underside of the door, remove the pail, and discard the mix and the sanitizer. Repeat on the other side of the freezer. Press auto on both sides. When the unit cycles off, the product will be ready to serve. Press Auto and Mix to cancel freezer operation. Open the mix cabinet door and remove the mix storage covers, mix probes, mix tank cover, and mix tanks. Follow your local health codes when storing or discarding mix. Place the suction line in an empty pail. Place a sanitized pail beneath the door spout. Open the draw valve and press Wash and Pump. When all the product stops flowing from the door spout, close the draw valve and press Wash and Pump. Repeat for the second freezing cylinder. Fill the empty pail in the mix cabinet with 2 gallons of cool, clean water. Disconnect the pressure line from the check valve and place it in the pail along with the suction line. Press Pump. After approximately 15 seconds, press Pump again. Drain and connect the free end of the pressure line to the pressure switch. Place an empty pail beneath the door spout. Raise the prime plug and press Wash and Pump. When a steady stream of rinse water is flowing from the prime plug hole, open the draw valve and drain all the rinse water. Once the rinse water stops flowing from the door spout, close the draw valve and press Wash and Pump. Disconnect the pressure line from the pressure switch. Drain the water and then reconnect. Repeat this procedure using clean, warm water until the water being discharged is clear. Repeat for the second freezing cylinder, and then repeat all of these rinsing procedures using a 2-gallon pail of your cleaning sanitizing solution. Make sure the control switch is in the off position. Remove the hand screws, freezer door, beaters and scraper blades and drive shafts with seals, and take them to the sink for cleaning. Remove all of the pressure lines. Remove the check valves, pressure switch caps, and the diaphragms from the caps. Remove the flare lines and suction lines. Remove the front drip tray and splash shield. Prepare a sink with an approved cleaning solution. Completely disassemble all components, including all O-rings, seals, and gaskets. Return to the freezer with a small amount of cleaning solution. With the black bristle brush, brush clean the rear shell bearings at the back of the freezing cylinders. Using the long, flexible brush and the cleaning solution, clean the mix inlet tubes and the pump outlet fittings in the mix cabinet. Thoroughly clean the tubes all the way up to the freezing cylinder. This area needs special attention because bacteria and milkstone can build up here. Remove the rear drip pan and take it to the sink for cleaning. Thoroughly brush clean all disassembled parts in the cleaning solution. Make sure all lubricant and mix film is removed. Take particular care to brush clean the draw valve cores in the freezer door. Place all the clean parts on a clean, dry surface to air dry overnight. Wipe clean all exterior surfaces of the freezer and the mix cabinet. We hope this video is helpful in the proper, safe operation of your Taylor freezer.